I'm a little stoned. I can't go into the shower. I haven't made the shower yet. Why? Because the F, the only reason for the A, B, and C house is because A is A, B is B, C is C. What happens is that A doesn't get to play from A gets to play from the center, because A was the center all the time, except it got pushed away by the 8 sides or squares of the dog that surround where the A actually is. He's in the center. This is what he does. He just turns like this, and he becomes all that is around him, 8 by 45. Why? Because the face of 1 to 9 is 45. 8 by 45 is the 360 degrees. So he becomes 10, automatically the J. J is now all of A to I, which is J and S. J and S is 10 and 19 is 29. 29 to a 10 is 81 Venus. 29 is yellow and black, because the bee spun in a circle and spun in a circle. It looks like juniper bird. You know what a juniper bird is? I made this design on the wall. Let's see if you can see it. It's right there. And no, you can't see it. So can I get one of these things to get it a little closer? Anyways, there's this bird. Where's my hand? My hand is right here. See this bird right here behind me with the 2 wings? Above it is the gray eye and the door. That's the H and I. That's the level of spirit compression within your own mind of the electronic connect of how we can intercept the vibration that is said. Apparently, I'm better for the understanding to come in by Jenna News' only introduction, and that would be Chaldean vibrations, which keep leading off to what the vibrations between many things can do. I'm not starting yet, but I do want to show you. Here's how we square around. Not only do we square around, but how we triangulate the round into triangles, into squares. We box it out. 2, 4, 6, 8, these are all 11s. Hearts in the corner. This angle to here, from here to here, okay, it moved 3 hours. 3 hours of a thing that's 360 degrees? No. It moved 6 hours. Every one of these is 6 hours. At what point do we meet in the pond, in the separation, in the pond, in the separation? Black is 12 o'clock. Black is 3 o'clock. Why? Because it's actually red. This is not on the same clock. Why is it red? Because if I look on the real clock, it's 3 o'clock, right? But if I put this over the 5 key of your telephone, right, this would be 6 o'clock over here. This would be 4 o'clock over here. 4 and 6. Did you know 101? Okay, as 3 and 4, 101. 3 minus 4 is 1 plus 3 is, do you understand what I'm saying? 3, 4 is 101. 3 minus 4. 4 to the left, 4 to the right. Okay? But it's actually 101 because you're one on each side of the other. If I make this 180 degrees, then this one over here, this one over here, this one over here makes up 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these make up 30 seconds. 4 of these make up 180 degrees. 4 of these make up 45 degrees. And 45 degrees. 45 degrees to here and 45 is 90. 135. 135 here, 135 here. ACE, ace, ace. Can ace, ace actually go against each other and play ace, ace is actually an 11 ace? And then we'd be playing blackjack, and then the rules would be what, and what would be the question based on how our judgment would be, 3 to 2, because those are the rules, and 2 to 1 when you're taking out insurance, right? 2 to 1, you get paid 2 to 1 when you're taking out insurance and blackjack, and you get 3 to 2 when you get a blackjack. So you're only getting half back of twice as much it cost you to get it in the first place, right? But you can double down, okay? So how do we triangulate? Now we can go all the way through this way, and then meet as far as we have to go out until the angle would meet over here. We'd flip it the other way, and that would be the size of our square from two triangles. Or I run a triangle under it this way to this point. I run a triangle this way down to this point, and I have a triangle run down to this point. So you would actually have to, in order to triangulate this, you'd have to do it 3 times. And in every triangle, okay, is worth 6. Why is it worth 6? Because from point to point, right, would be a complete movement from here to here, here to here. So in between there's a half. So if you go around from here to here, that's 1. Here to here, it's 2. But if you go here to here, it's 1. To here is 2. To here is 3. If you stopped at every line, there would be 16 here. 22.5 degrees, 45 degrees of 2. An 8, 16 or 8. Do you understand what 8? 8 would give me 200. 8 would give me 160. The 160 is the 40-degree difference. Squaring off the circle, how many lines do we have for 360 degrees? If we put the 5 over here, that means the 8 would be here and the 2 would be here. If this would be the clock, the 6 would be here. So which game, what question do we want to ask ourselves? I'm still back into S-A-E-E-A. This sounds like taking it to the sea. Taking it to the sea. A-E-E-A. What is A-E-E-A? What do we put in it? Is it we what? Is it we water? Why is it we water? Because if you follow the E sideways this way, this way, this way, and this way, it says W. A-T-E-R. W-A-T-E-R. A-T-E-R. Or arteries. The artery, your arteries. But it says water. W, we, water. Anyways, irrelevant to the fact. What am I actually talking about? What would I have to do in here to this, right? And I have one already prepared. Illuminati, no, I didn't miss that. I didn't finish with this yet, okay? This is to do with your 84 cube. 4 times 21, or 4 times U, equals to 84. Representation to Pluto. How Pluto connects to Mars. And if you take a look, there's Mars in every area. Why? Because 4 squares makes an area. So that means Mars gets every square. Mars here, Mars here, Mars here, Mars here. Is Mars in front of you, east or west? Is Mars north or south? Which part of Mars do you get? Because there's 9 parts of Mars, because 9 and 4 is 13. Everything starts at Mars and ends at Pluto. But Pluto's inside of Neptune, which is a representation of everything you can do to Saturn, because it's the bones of the Earth that come from the planet Saturn. Saturn kicked Earth out, kicked Earth around, and there was Earth here and Earth there, and there was Earth everywhere. Kicked that dirt around, ends up everywhere, and then from whatever Earth it was, a little pebble stone of 2,000 miles long. I mean, how big of a snowball can you roll over 5 billion years? There's more space than there is the item. Is that not right? There is more space than there is the item itself. We talked about this. We were talking about, let me get back to the 84. The 84 plus 10 man equals to your 94. The 84, 8 by 4 is 32, and 12 is 44. The presidency we're in right now. These are all the numbers. No, these are wrong numbers, but anyways, they were nice numbers, but I don't want to go into those numbers. I wanted to go back to, okay, it was this. Again, squaring in the circle. What does it mean to square it in? Does it mean to use as much space as inside as outside? Does it mean to condense it on the outside for what's on the inside, a complete box? Don't forget, if I box the circle, look at this extended point. In order for both sides to come around and meet, look at all this empty space. So I'm creating much more than the circle. The question is why? What do we need in the circle? The circle will go and go. There's 1 in the circle. So if there's 1 in the circle, you have to extend the 1 and turn it just like you would turn anything, like a box, right? If you boxed in the circle, it would be a box. So if you spun the box, it would be the size of the circle, and it would go even further outside the circle. This is the time period we're in right now, 52. It's all about this time period of 52, how they moved 6 to the center of everything. You know how they moved 6 to the center? Here's a C, right? Here's a C. Well, here's another C. Well, guess what? 6 is now in the center. CC equals F6, and now you got the game. You see, A, B, C. I got to see, do I have this? The A and B come together, create the C, okay? C goes into the D house, okay? D house is the delta house. It has a face. It's with its electronics, D and E, okay? D and E is in the house, and E, the first letter E owns F. So you have the D of the house, 4, okay? One house on one side. Why? Because look, 2 and 2, 4, bigger house. Look, first they can run around. Now they can't. We put the houses together, 2 and 2 and 4. 22nd letter is V for life. So now we have DEF, DFED. That's what it is, the electronic F, the electronic mind of 4 and 4. Now if you want, you can change this 4 for an H and put an H here. And then you can put an R here. Because the H family, right, represents A and 8. And 1 is R is A and H, as in the house of J, which is 8 and 2, and K, which is 9 and 2, because man is 11. 9 and 2 birth in the beta house. 9 and 2 is 11. So we follow it up with a better understanding so I can even remember for myself what I just said. Okay? It was 1 and 9. It was 2 and 8 that made 10. Because D and F make 10, and F and D make 10, and E make 10, 10, 20 in the 30 house. FD, FE is 11. FE is 11, 11, 21, 21. Okay, this is the house. Why do I do this? Because when I take this side to this side, I always put it back to the center again. You can't go this way. Man's life is this way, in the world he is this way, because he can't go out of it. Okay? It's not me. It's not me. The other thing I wanted to mention from my last video, I forgot. Nothing starts until everything is understood. Let's do the checklist. A. Oh, he's here. Put him in box 1. B. What do you mean put A in box 1? How do you expect me to do anything? You fucking put B in box 2. I own box 1. B, C, D, all the way up to I. Then once you have everything there, 10 owns the box, he owns the circle, he owns the marble, he owns the passage, he owns the link to the left world, he has the top end over here to the circus of both worlds. He can even be like a bicycle if you put a wheel and 2 eyes on him. He's got everything. He's like the jack in your nose, turn him sideways, he's got all the worlds, okay? So what I'm going to explain from this, he goes all the way to 9. So jack from 10 all the way to 19 is 100. 9 all the way, was 1 all the way to 9 is 45 equals 145, jack me off. There you go. Jack baby. 19. S. Jack 10. JS 29. 29 is 81. 89 is the Venus world. Jupiter, Saturn. JS. Jupiter, Saturn. JS. Now you really want to take this one level a little bit higher. Why don't we look at it this way? 31 and 57 is 88. Oh, that's a pretty good combination. 88 plus 1 and 9 is 10 is 98. So we got 98 over this. 98 will create 72 and 17. The 7th gate bringing alpha beta into the world. 7, 8, and 9 are a reflection of 1, 2, and 3. 9 and 1, 8 and 2, 7 and 3. Those are the only 3 worlds where 37 and 19 are the only ones that can create 1 and 9, 10, and 3 and 7, 10, in which 7 minus 3 is 4. 7 minus 3 and 4 creates the world. 2 minus 8 is only 6 creates the man. 1 minus 8 creates the heavens. 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7. 4 and 6, 101. What else would you got but the better of the sun? Right? Help me out in Chaldean. I'll give you all the orders of all the numbers and any kind of reason because I make up all this shit. But I make it up in order to make this up. It's got to work out in my own world, you know, in my own created world. We didn't finish with Chaldean. Now we got this house over here, the Dwight Eisenhower Electronic Federation Committee Center. Welcome E&E into this joint world where we had spliced together, what? The fox. That's right, we spliced this together. Do you want to see how? I show you how we spliced it together. There. You see that? Spliced it together. Do you ever see what that does? You ever see what that does? That's the same thing as that. See that? The same thing. See what it says? 1521. Okay, you bring that 1521, and what she actually does. Oh, by the way, if you want to square the circle, the 9 lives of the cat, she has her tail in every other world, but she's over here. The only way to do it is with a diamond necklace. Only this diamond will actually fairly square, giving you your proper east, west, north, and south, and not running halfway in between from northeast and northwest, knowing directly what your directions are over here. Does it make sense? That's how you square it. So when you square your circle, you end up with the 9 lives of the cat inside the dog pound because it's on the wrong angle. We're running this thing the wrong way. We got 12, which is 3. We got 3, 6, 12, 21. How much further do we have to go? Insert it. The slot talks for itself. 57, bring me milk. You see what the family is? Family ties. Everybody's tied to the I. Every time you create a letter, you create an I. Then you create a number. Anyways, let me go on to that level that I was at, is where this JS is over here. Okay, so that's 29. And your TZ is over here, because T is the 20th level and J is the 10th level. So when you see something in the 10 positions, that's 1 or 2, it belongs to J or T. Now what you also have to understand that in the French language, they talk differently, okay, for 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, and then they talk differently again for 17, 18, and 19. But there are 3 areas in the French between 60 and 79, and between 70 and 99, where they repeat to say JS throughout. The minute they get to 11, they're repeating JK or JKA, Jack King. They repeat immediately Jack King, JK on 79. Okay, not on 76 because they say size. Up to number 6, okay, 7, 8, and 9, 4, 5, and 6, I'm assuming. 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 9, okay, no, 17, 18, and 19, there's 2. In 4, 5, and 6, it's a joined world. It's 0, 1, okay? But in 17, 18, 19, it's not 0, 1. It's 0, it's 10, 20. This is 0, 1, this is 10, 20. Okay, because it's 10 is already done, and here you're working up towards the 20. So this is the 20 world. And this becomes the 10 world of John. And it's the 20 world because 1, 2, and 3, even if you put it here, 1, 2, and 3, or you put it here, 1, 2, and 3, it'll make 10, 10, 10. It'll make 19 and 1, 19 and 1, 19 and 1. Or excuse me, over here you do 0, 1, 2. If you want to create it that way, look, 0, 1, 2. Anyways, why I'm saying this is because here in French you say 10, then 7, 10, then 8, 10, then 9. Over here, right, you say the number 4, and then you say tours, O-Z-E, which is like saying 0, 1, a representation of 0, 1. So you're in the 14, with the 14 is the backbone, it's a cross. See the cross here on man's back? You ever see what the cross looks like? It's here and it's here. It's on your back. You're crossed to it. You cross yourself up by saying, oh my God, what did the Bible say? Hold on a second. What did the Bible say? How many different areas of time have we passed through where you can't understand that regardless of what it says, if you know you're working in the harmony of love, of good judgment, That's what the Bible says. Do you know the Bible is alive? Oh, Bible baby, 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 oh, baby, baby, Bible baby, yeah. Sweet Mary Magdalene, yeah, Mary Magdalene, mangle my mind and show me the Bible. You, my sons and daughters, my children of the world, those with the choice of purity, for the wanting of the best to know, so you do not harm another, is to know the knowledge of the Bible. Once you know, your only prayer is never to forget to try to learn the reality of what is good and righteous and what is wrong. For every step and movement and choice of thought you have, you become the judge with the hammer. You become the ice-melting sickle of your mind before you've made that choice, and you're asking about a Bible that's already bestowed upon you when you reached your righteous age of questioning. That is your answer and question to the Bible. You have to live it. It is you, it is no one else. But they want to change us. They make it hard on us. Why should it be this way? When we are children, they make it hard on us. But guess what? I'm happy I was a child, and I think it was pretty hard enough at least. But I understand and I see, even if I've never learned at the time that I was this child, I've definitely learned now. And I understand. But then, if we are computer systems, why didn't God just say, whoa, let's give it all to him? Well, whoa, you never get it all, because you never have enough. And once you got what you want, you don't know what you want. And then you don't want it anymore. That's why they made it the way you are, because every time you get something, and it's the same thing you got last time, you're like, whoa! Well, you just had it the other day. I was shaving in the shower. I was, you know, a little bit, my underarms. Oh, I didn't go into the shower yet. But one part of me, the hardest part of my day is when somebody cut my expression off. Look at this. I've got my own plug-in. And it's orange. It's the color of love. You play pool, you chalk it up in blue, you grab onto the stick. But every time you bend down to shoot a ball, you're actually tilting your head to the chick at the next table trying to look under her skirt, right? That's the way you play pool? Isn't that amazing? How we were created just by some stupid distraction by looking under a skirt? It's a kilt. I only said this because as I was saying it, I was only thinking of Ken and Barbie. And I know, like I'm thinking of Ken and Barbie and Ken and Barbie and Ken and Barbie. And what happens when you undress Ken and Barbie? You don't know who's who, especially after you rip off the legs and the head. Well, actually, Barbie's also always got something a little bit in the front of her chest. It's nice, the chest. Chest is nice. I had a Chesterfield once. They had a dog named Chester. Anyways, where am I? Does anybody know my little friend? You know my little friend? Snail? He's a 5-star son. Has anybody ever seen B-51s, also standing for Mars, also talking about lucky number 13? Also talking about horsepower and Bombardier and Movember in November? Do you know what all this is? It's Empire in the Sun, okay? The same thing is happening right now. Right now, the same numbers, Empire of the Sun, B-51, number 13, 7 and 6, okay? 7 and 6 is 13 equals 64, again, X. 6 and 4, 6 by 4 creates the two X's in Roman numerals, 24 and 10, X and X. X and X actually equals to 30 creation, and 30 automatically becomes 36, because 0 has to become 6. But when 0 becomes 6, and like I told you, in French from 11 to 16, okay, 5 and 1 are together, and it says 0, 1, which means from 0 to 10 is owned up to 6. Why? Because the opposite of the fold over is 6 is 4. 202. But if 2 was 6, if 0 was 6 and it was 202, it'd be 262, which would be 26, which would be T until Z, because T has to be in Chaldean, because T only goes to 8. I mean Z. Z is 26, it only goes to 8, and recreates T. He keeps going 20 to 8, 20 to 8, 20 to 8, 20 to 8. Oh my God, 420. 420. 4 times 20 is 80. Okay, now let me remember this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Because the letter T, the letter Z, 2 times 6, 2 plus 6, equals to 20 again. 0 and 20 becomes 26. 17, 18, and 19 is expressed as Jack. 10 to 19 is Jack Ace, Jack Deuce, Jack 3, Jack 4, Jack 5, Cat sank. Or T to Z, which is J and S, okay, which is 10, which is 16, which is 94, which is 61, which is 12 and 7, which is 3 and 7. Oh, the lighthouse lights up by Chaldean on number 37. I see it right now. Time Heaven lights up the lighthouse, 1 to 36 at number 37. It has to happen here. Why? Because 1 and 6, this makes 10, this makes 10. 6 and 1 makes 7, 6 and 1 makes 7. 1 and 12, okay? 12 plus 1 is 13, okay? 3 plus 1 is 4, 13, 1 and 3 is 4. 7 and 3, 7 and 3. This is your Chaldean. JS lights up the house. The other one would be the T. See the end of 1. The end of 1 is the beginning of the other, in which also the last one on this side should involve an R letter as the 18th letter. In which what happens is 18 is 1 to 36. When you count 1 to 36, okay, you have 37. When the first to the 18 and the 19 to the 36 are both 18 and 18, in which the R letter is the 18th letter in the A family, 1 and 18 equals to the 19 to the second part of the board, adding up the second part of the board as again Chaldean and lighting up the house of Jack, right over here. 8 and 9. 9 times 8 is 72, 9 and 8 is 17. Now you get 17, 18, and 19, and the reason they say 10, 18, in French, 17, 18, and 19. Now we didn't connect 16, but this will connect 10 to 16. How? Why? Because check this out. In roulette, 10, 13, 16 are all under the house of 1, 4, and 7. And that's why it stops at 16. 10, 13, 16. If I would go 15, it'd be in the middle of the house. If I would go, and this also 19 is the next number over here. In fact, they're all over there. J and S are all over here. 20 is in the center, and 26 is in the center. All these numbers are in the center. But we didn't finish off, right? We didn't finish off Z. The end plus the beginning, 26 plus that would be 36. Now, it may not be the real way to do it, and I know there has to be a better explanation rather than me jumping in and going, yeah, that's the way it is, everybody. Take a look. You got to believe. No way. Don't believe anything. Try and understand what I'm doing if you want. Try and make it work out if you want it to work out. But don't believe it until it works out. And whatever definition it is, it's no more than going to math class right now and saying, okay, everybody figured it out so perfect today. You all get an A+. But you learned nothing. Just how to make an equation work for now. Why do we need an equation to work? So we can see the difference in between the numbers. There's a big difference, you know. Either it's blue or it's red. Is it blue? Sweet Madam Blue. Blue's Clues. The electronic world. They showed us the green matrix. They show us blue electric. They say it's blue air. Oh, what a beautiful world we live in. We've got color and numbers. Oh, we got colors and numbers. It's, did I start my video? Oh, yeah, okay. We got colors and numbers and designs and shapes. Isn't that freaky? Look at all these shapes. Look at the space these shapes create. Look at the coordinates they created to create the shape. And how many coordinate areas do they need to create this shape? Can this shape be created in the same area space as the other shape using the same lines from the center of the paper drawing? Which actually means that if I'm going to draw something, okay, whatever coordinate space, I have to be online or offline. I have to be designing with expression for understanding. So now we would have this. So the same thing I do before, I might go J, S, T, Z, and then I can go the first and the last, gives me my 36 numbers, or there might be another way. Okay? Here's your 18 and 19, 37, C and G, right? Is it Jesus Christ? No, that would be a J. That's what the French do. So now you're counting these over here, okay, from 11 to 16. Now you're drawing 11 to 16, but since 16 and 13 is over here, you don't need to be actually using these, but this is what is inside the 0 area. The 12 is inside the 0 area because it's 0, 1, 2. The 13 is inside the 0 area because the 1 is next to the 0. The 14 is in the 0 area because the 1 is inside the 0. Do you know why? Because in roulette, the 0's in everything. Yeah! Look, here's your 0, and see spot run. 0's in everything. Everything is inside the 0. If you ever go to the roulette table, every single number might have a diamond shape and an area that looks like an egg in order to put your bets. If it doesn't have an area to put your bets, then you'll be betting. Here's another thing. You don't make a bet straight up on the number, then you bet over here on a line. Either you bet on a line or you bet on a number. Or you bet inside a shape, red and black. Another thing to mention about what you have to do in bets and what your bet will look like, your chip will look like. If you put the chip in the egg, they close the egg, they spin the ball, you open the egg and see, it wasn't mine. Or, it fell on my number. 36 choices, it fell on mine. But now you get to see the ball and you know where your egg was. So we have JOT. Another thing I was going to mention is 9 and 4 is 9 and 13. See 13? How do you get it with 9? You get it with 4. 4 and 9 is 13. It reflects itself. 12 and 1 is 13. 11 and 2 is 13. 10 and 3 is 13. Here's your 103. Here's your 4 and 3 that goes with it. Here's your 7 and 3 that goes with it. 1 plus 0 equals 6 becomes 7 and 3, and between 7 and 3, between 101. 4, difference is over here. Make it 3 in between. Make this a half in between. This will be 3, 5, and this will be the 2 in between. 3, 5, 2. 3 times 5 times 2 is 15 is 30 is 36 is creation. Seems like Chaldine comes in creation. It's the old bones in the house. The old bones, the refined and remade instruments, the bones. We blow on the bones. Is that the way it is when we blow the bone? When we blow in between the bone? How does it work? I do not know. See this? See this, what it is? Do you see this, what it is? It is this. It connects the two chains together. It is this over here. Looks like a 3, looks like a 3. At the same time, it can be, you see the 1? See the number 1 here? See the number 1 here? Now, if we take this one and we fold it down this way, and we take this one, we fold it down this way. Or is this something that's coming in between? What do we want to do with this? All this is, okay, is I took Mark Rodin's design. No, I took the Mayan design, okay? I took the Mayan design, okay, and I went like this. I went from 7 to 1 to 3 to 6 to 5 to 8 to 9. And then I went from 9 to 8 to 5 to 3, and then I went here and I went to 3, 6, and 9. So I just kept rebuilding the phone, and it turns out like that. And then it turns out like that. And if you take a look inside, you see there's an eye here, and there's an eye here, and then there's a little chalice part over here, or an X here, and an X here with a star in between. Here we have a plus. Here we have a T. Here we have an up. Here we have an I, or we have a big I. I'm not sure what we're going to use. And then we have E and E for the 5 and 5 world, for the E world, 3E, number 35, Jupiter, Earth, Saturn. How 89? 17, 72, 89, 21, 10, 10. What 89 can do? 7 and 9 equals 16. 8 and 8 is 16. 9 and 9 is 18. It's the only one that makes the 3 worlds of 666. 18 makes 19 because it's in the 1 world of 9. 9 and 1 are the same thing. You see, 1 and 2. So it creates 19 at the same time. It does not create, okay, it does not create, you do not see a number 5 inside of this. This is the light of man. This is where it's created from. This is his life he lives. Z does not go. Let me see this. Z does not go. I can't figure out which way I'm going. Z only goes to 8. I just want to say that again. Hold on. This is Z26 is 8. Z is 26, it goes to 8. There is no higher, but the number to this in Chaldean is 7, because I'm assuming that every number, certain numbers go down by 1. They're like included inside because of the 2 balls here. Okay, inside of 8 means 2 numbers are included. This is 1 number because it's the 7th gate. If you take a look at the 7 card, the Y card and the Z card, 51 and 52 is what I call them. The Y and Z they're together, okay, because Y, Z, Y inside the alphabet. Now I'm hoping I said this properly. So now if I had the total over here, which is now number 37 that I mentioned, 19 and 18, because it's the R that creates the 19. It's so hard to explain it. Wow. Anyways, after we flip 15, 51 on top of each other, they end up looking like that. And when you flip this on top of this one, it becomes 2, 7, 7, 2, if you want to do it that way. Or we can go this way. 6, 5 and 1 will be 6, and then the next one will be, I'm trying to figure it out. I think it's this, 2, 7, 7, 2, and then it becomes 2, 7, 7, 2 again. But I have to put this on the outside, 2 on the outside, 1 on the inside. So this will be 3, and then this will go on the outside, and this will be on the inside. I can't even figure that out. Okay, 39 minutes is long enough. Thank you for watching this video. Oh my God, did I start it? Wow, there's so many things.